Hey y'all, it's really TT here. Um, well, unfortunately, we were involved in an accident, and we were rear-ended right after Hezekiah's dinner celebration at his favorite restaurant. Uh, we were headed home, and we were at a stoplight. The kids was relaxed in their seats, and we were just embracing the celebration of Hezekiah's celebration, and just recalling the day, and just happy, and just we was in our own vibe, and we were at a stoplight, and y'all, all of a sudden we heard a big boom, and we felt the boom, and I'm looking, and I'm like, what happened? It was like a daze, like what happened? And I looked back at my kids. I was like, y'all hear that? Y'all okay? And Lorraine was like, yeah. She was like, what was that? She was like, I got jumped up in my seat. Hezekiah was like, whoa, no, 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 no. I said, oh my God. It took me a minute to realize what happened. Then I looked at something had me, I looked at my hand, because I'm like, okay, well, I'm still at the stop sign, the stoplight, and it had just turned green. I'm just like, oh my God, we got hit. So like I'm looking, y'all, look at this. I got hit so bad. I got hit so bad. These fingers was bleeding. Like the nails had broke off. I was finally just now able to take the acrylic part off. So like my nails had cracked all in here. It was bad. And the other one too, this one had cracked, and I need to feel, but now all my nails cracked. I'm just like, y'all, my wig was shifted. So I pull over, get out the car, and I look and I see the person that hit me. And he's still where he was at when he hit me. It took him a minute to come over. Yes, he was contemplating on what he was going to do. I said, Lord, if this man run, if this man run, if this man run, it's about to be on and popping. Because now I'm upset because you didn't hit me at a stoplight and my babies is in the car. And I paid off my vehicle last year, which is still fairly brand new. I said, Lord, not to mention my phone had died before we got to the restaurant, and I had another phone that I really rarely use, and at the time we were at the restaurant, it was close to 15%. By the time we left the restaurant, that phone was on 5%. The Spirit told me before I left my house to grab my iPad. I almost didn't do it, but thank God I listened to the Spirit. And I'm going to tell you why. Because had I not had that other phone that was on low battery or my iPad, I would have been up a creek. I wouldn't be able to call nobody. For it to be on a busy street, it was barely anybody outside, and it was during dinner time. So I don't know. Maybe it was because of the day. People was out celebrating graduations and stuff like that. I don't know. When he finally pulled over, oh my God. When he finally pulled over, he thought about it, and I'm glad that he decided to pull over to me. He got out, didn't say much. He was just standing there not saying nothing. He looked at his car first. Then he walked by my car, didn't even want to look at my car. I said, sir, sir, sir. What? Seriously? This man gonna say, well, the light turned green. I said, excuse me? Mind you, I'm kind of like still trying to embrace the fact that we was just in an accident, you know what I mean? That he hit me at a stoplight. He said, well, the light turned green. I said, and if it did, I said, you hit me. He said, well, you were gonna go, weren't you? I said, it doesn't matter what I was doing. I said the intent was to go left when the light turned green. I said, but you didn't even give me an opportunity to. I said, you hit me. I said, but I'm pretty sure you know that as soon as the light turns green, you cannot immediately peel out in the street. You have to look both ways to make sure nobody's coming. He's like, well, you know nobody was gonna come. Nobody was coming. I said, I need your license, please, and your insurance card. When he looked at me, he said, I think I'm gonna need your license too. I said, Jesus, you're gonna have to hold my hand. Because mind you, my kids are crying, screaming. I'm just still like, because I had to keep in mind that it was important to respond and not react. And when you get involved in accidents, people is crazy nowadays. So I said, I'm going to call the police so that we can take care of things. Oh, I think that's a good idea. Y'all know I was a mental cussing sailor, right? Because I'm like, I'm about to knock his head off his shoulders because he really hit me. My car, my kids is like, whoa. And I'm like annoyed because my phone is, I ain't got no battery. And I got another phone that's on, like, by this time it's on 5%. I said, Lord, please just give me enough battery to call the police. Call the police. The lady on the phone asked me a million and one questions. I said, listen, I said, my phone is about to die. I need an officer. I told her exactly where I was at. I said, this vehicle rear-ended me, and I don't know if he's going to try to leave. I said, can you please send somebody? I said, I need to get his information. Because he proudly gave me the insurance card, but did not give me his license. So I'm like, I don't have time for this, right? So the lady, she said, well, do you need an ambulance? I need to know yes or no. I said, ma'am, I don't know. I said, can you just send an officer and we can figure out? I said, my phone is about to die. So the officer came, it took about 20-some minutes to come. I didn't know if this man was gonna leave or not. So he drove into a driveway and I drove my car close to where I blocked him in so he couldn't get out. So he was an out-of-state driver too. So I go back to my kids. I still had to tend to them. And literally I was just like, Lord, I just need you right now. I don't know, how the night's gonna end. I just want to just thank you for letting us be alive. Thank you for letting us be okay. I asked my kids were they hurt. My son, before I even asked my kids were they hurt, my son kept saying, I hurt. And my child is autistic. He's not able to fully tell me everything. He's being more vocal. I said, Hezzy, where are you hurting? He said, I hurt. He was trying to get out of his harness, out of his car seat. And I'm just like, okay. So I talked to Raya, holding her hand, and I said the officer's gonna come, and when the officer comes, I gotta talk to him, and then I said, I'm gonna take you to the doctor. And they both said okay. I said, everything's gonna be okay. I said, Mom, gonna get you some ice cream after, okay? And they were like, okay, Mommy, okay. So they was crying. I felt so bad, like so bad. And I said, Lord, when you're in an accident, you just start thinking about everything. I was thinking about my driving record. Like I have a clean driving record. I have, and I'm fully covered, insured, right? I said, Lord, I'm gonna have to get my car fixed. I'm just, even though I'm insured. I didn't know what this man had. Yeah, he gave me an insurance card, but sometimes you don't know if it's valid. You just don't know. Like, it's like, Lord, I don't want to have to come out of pocket for this. This is not my fault. And I know people make mistakes, but it was just, maybe he didn't know what to say. Maybe him being that way was his coping mechanism, but it was not helping the situation. So the officer came, super nonchalant as well too, trying to hold a little smile, but the officer didn't even ask if he was okay. Didn't even ask my kids was okay. I mean, but are they, nowadays, are officers even obligated to? The officer didn't even check to make sure that my kids are in car seats. My kids are in car I don't play about that. He didn't even check. He couldn't even tell you if I had 2 girls or 1 boy or not. That's how much the officer was just not even, but I figure you seen them one, you seen them all, you come immune to the situation, you don't even care, don't even ask questions. All he cared about is make sure I had insurance, my license was valid. He spent more time talking to that guy than me. I guess he had to make sure that can that was in his car was not. But I live in California, so if you know about California, the guy was rather lax to me, real lax. So I don't know. Dealing with someone of a character off of Wayne's World. That's what I was dealing with. If y'all seen Wayne's World, then you know what I'm talking about. Wayne's World, party time, excellent. I gotta make a lot of situation, y'all. Because being alone in that, it was really scary. Dealing with some aches and some pains, but I've just been trying to keep it together because, I gotta make sure my kids good. So, yeah, dealing with that, I was able to take my children into ER. The receptionist, I told her I didn't have no battery in my phone. She went out to her car and she found a charger for me. Thank God, because, yeah, I was able to talk more with my family, a little bit more when I got home. But I'm so happy that I grabbed my iPad, because if I didn't have my iPad, I wouldn't be able to take pictures. I wouldn't be able to have no record of nothing. When I say nothing, I had a pen in my car, but back in the day, you wrote everything down. But we're used to electronic devices, and because everything is so quick and fast paced, and I just it being in an accident is a real inconvenience. And I think for me, because I told my daughter when I got in a car, I had held in my emotions the whole time when I was outside and my daughter was trying, and I told my daughter, I said, Raya, I think mommy gotta cry. And she was like, no, it's okay. I think you gotta cry. She was like, it's okay. She was like, I'm gonna cry with you. That girl. And Hezekiah, he just rubbed my hand. I said, I think mommy gotta cry. I was like, I gotta cry. She's like, it's okay. And when she told me that she would cry with me, I instantly could not cry. I immediately couldn't cry. When she gave me the okay to cry and said she's gonna cry with me, yeah, that little girl. That little girl. She's so sweet. She's so kind. She's so gentle. She's so understanding. Because even she said, you can't even get your nose fixed until it heals. You can't do anything. You gotta wait. So she's like, I know you're gonna braid my hair, but I don't want that stuff to get in your fingers. Y'all, that day was so emotional for me, immensely draining, but I can't really shed a tear. Like the tears was coming, my eyes are getting red, but I just kept sucking it up. I just sucked it up, and I said, Lord, I thank you. I really thank you. My family called me. They was blowing up my phone, but of course it was dead. Um, Charge off phones. Just put the phone on charge overnight. If you gotta put it next to you, do that. Charge off phones, because you never know. And always have pen and paper. I always have pen and paper, but charge your phones. Charge your phones, charge your phones, charge your phones. And the bad part is I had like 3 battery packs. I think I stopped keeping them in the car right before the summer of last year because I didn't want it was too hot and I didn't want it to burst. And usually I put stuff in my purse, but I've been trying to pack as light as possible. But I don't know, like for Hezekiah's graduation day, I usually come back home when I drop them off when I work from home. But I was out the whole day and I didn't charge my phone. I think my phone was on maybe 50 or 60% from that morning until that evening before all this happened and died. And for whatever reason, I kept saying, I was like, I should just go home, and I don't have no battery, charge my phone. I was like, no, it's his graduation day. Let's just go out and just celebrate. And I was like going back and forth when I was on the freeway, deciding what I was going to do. But at the end of the day, we still celebrated Hezekiah. He had a good time, and I feel like it's so important to just follow your first mind, your spirit. Things could have been worse. I'm just happy that, there was nobody in front of me. You know what I mean? I'm happy we weren't on a freeway when this happened. Okay? I'm happy that my kids are okay, you know, and like I said, they had their follow-up appointments, and I'm happy they're laughing, they're smiling and joking. I'm happy that I'm here. I'm happy I didn't have to be taken away or them on a stretcher, and I'm so happy and thankful that we're able to walk away from this. And I'm thankful for my car, my truck. I'm thankful. I'm thankful. Um, I'm just so thankful because this could have been way worse. I mean, you think it's bad because I got the estimate, and that estimate ain't nothing nice to play with. Like, his insurance company gonna have to figure that out with him. But I'm grateful that things are set in place to where I can walk away from this knowing that God still got me my kids. And that's why I have to forgive that guy, regardless of what his attitude was towards me when it happened. Like I said, maybe that was just his way of coping. Maybe he didn't want to come off as too defensive. Maybe he just didn't know what to say. Because usually in accidents, they tell you immediately don't admit fault. That's why he was asking me, he kept asking me questions. But I'm smart enough to know I'm not about to play the game with you, you know, and I'm just happy that he wasn't a crazy person, you know, when he got out the car. Cause like I said, cause people, and I had my kids with me, and it was just me and my kids. So it could have went different ways, but it didn't. So I'm just happy that we were all able to go home, you know, the same night. Yes, everything was an inconvenience. Just me just checking on my kids, making sure they're good. You know, now I get to deal with myself a little bit. Yes, it's an inconvenience. I have to take my vehicle to get these estimates, and I mean, I'm gonna have to get a rental because it's gonna take some. They said it's gonna take some time, and they have to order parts and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we are here. We are alive. We are good. So I may spend some time. I may cry later. I might, you know, because I think I'm still like processing, just processing everything. But we are okay, and we made it through. Um, and yeah, I'm just grateful. I'm so happy, and I'm just, you know, just I think I've been thanking God, like just thank God. And I told my church members, we have this little app that we use because I sing in a choir, and usually I don't say much. People put their praise reports in there and everything, and I always like it, and I comment back to people, and I sent a note to them, and I said, you know, because I consider you all family, and I just want to let you know that, you know, we were rear-ended, but we're okay. You know, God is good. And they were all happy. They were happy that I spoke up and I said something to them. They were just happy that, you know, we're okay. And I get to see them tomorrow in the choir. So I can walk away from this knowing that everything is gonna be okay. And of course, I may get frustrated when I think about it. I may, you know, just shake my head, but I can end up with smiling because y'all, my babies are okay. Like, my babies are all right. I'm okay. I'm all right. The guy, you know, he's able to walk away from it, you know. So God is good. God is great. Let us thank you for this day. Amen. So really, TT, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you coming. And if you're returning, thank you so much for returning to my channel and always supporting me. I appreciate you all so much. And I will see you on the next upload. All right. Bye, y'all.